All right, we're diving into Bastion. Let's do it. I think Bastion was one of my first games or art experiences. They really are. That's such a fantastic way to put it. Game uses an autosave feature. God bless. Games are in fact pieces of art, just like a movie or a painting. It's too normal mode. I like that. I like that they have an easy mode option. Morning, Socio Penguin.
Proper story's supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky.
Volume level okay?
He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble. Ground forms up under his feet as it pointing the way. He don't stop to wonder why. Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road. Well, it's a touching reunion. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. In the calamity. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a gas fella, forced out from underground. Kid pops him good. Fella got a piece of him, though.
I can pull all the game volume up. I don't think does. I guess I could technically pull the music down. No, I pulled the whole thing up. See how that goes. OTR Heathen, thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around.
An old repeater falls out of the sky. Ain't a gift from the gods, but it'll have to do. Gotta hold her still to spin up the chamber.
The world building as you go
He's
is
worked up
interesting.
quite a thirst by now, so that fountain looks real inviting. Sometimes you just need a drink. A school of squirts tunnels up around it. Must have fled here from the mines. It's a wonder the old saloon's still standing. Used to have the nicest view. He sets foot inside one of Celandia's famous watering holes. Inside's old Rondi, the bartender. The calamity got him before his drinking did. Ronnie always wanted his ashes scattered here. Then Kid finds his trusty shield. The security takes him for a petty thief. Clang. Shield saves his hide. Windbags start turning up for last call. More squirts start coming out of the woodwork. Big old fella pops out in front of the kid.
I like that there's just a reload timer and not having to
Kid sees the way
micromanage
the Bastion out
ammo.
the window. It's a bit of a drop.
Yeah, the voiceover is really good. Does that continue through the whole story?
He gets a good look at things on his way down. He lands on top of a breaker's bow, and it ain't broke. Wasn't long before the kid could loose an arrow, strong and true. Kid spies a good perch for some target practice. He knows he should draw the string all the way back.
I think I like the bow less than the gun. How do I change weapons? Can I change back to the gun? Or is the gun only for up top? We have to proceed in the story for now.
Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid.
Well. Alright, you can run off the edge. Noted?
Picks up a few pointers from a dusty old tome. He's a mighty fast learner. finds the distillery, right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town.
Like, did you eat the random
One sip
food
of the
too?
spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man.
Plus 10 health, plus critical hit chance, absorb stray fragments. I like extra health. Spirits provide passive bonuses. Got it.
The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job.
Neat. Oh, so you could even have two ranged weapons if you wanted. Probably don't want to do that. Nah, I'm not going all the way that far back, Cody. That's way too much backtracking. It's all the way back to the start of this level.
Some of them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple of corn bins. Bad time to run out of black tonic. Ferry barge sends the kid on his way. The Bastion's real close now. Kid better watch his step.
Kid should in fact watch his step. Hey, Drunk Owl, thanks for the 13 months. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Something heavy.
Kid takes a chunk of alloy. Smell of barley and spoiled blueberries fills the air. Scumbags. Kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did. Rob's a scumbag of his last meal. Kid puts him out of his misery.
Well, the platform almost fell apart. Morning, Griffinson. Morning, everybody dropping in. If you're just joining us, we're playing some Bastion this morning. Made by the same developer as Hades, but it's a traditional hack and slash RPG as opposed to a roguelite.
He finds the core to the Wharf District. He steals the city's heart. Might as well. It has a feeling they better get a move on. The place is starting to fall. See, that core kid took was the only thing making this particular rock stay afloat. Kid just keeps running. Somersaulting like crazy. At last, the skyway's in sight. Whisks him where it needs to go.
Have we discussed? Steve Rubin spent an hour yesterday on the RuneShare Discord fielding questions out the patch and design/testing process in a helpful way. I did not realize that was a thing. I'm not in any of the big public Discord servers. The Hooglandia server with a couple hundred people in it is the biggest
Now
one
the
I'm in.
kid sees something stranger still. His mind races. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me. We talk for a spell.
Ask about the seal representing the city. Aren't these only meant to be for uniform identification? Ask about the large bluish mineral found in the Wharf District.
All I tell him is to set that core of his on the monument there, then watch. There's a bit of the Bastion's power in that crest, enough to point the way to the cores. And just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again, growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. The Bastion ain't gonna build itself. Well, not entirely. Kid ponders what to build.
He said their intent with this patch was to bring Lee halfway back to where he was the buff, and it may be further to the big update. They recognize the problem with him is unfun play patterns, that data doesn't back up excessive play or win rates. Yeah, I agree with that, Foodie. Like, even my anecdotal says that Lee Sin isn't, super heavily played.
Bastion's a place of peace, but we can hold our own if we have to. A repeater goes with a hammer better than a box of nails.
A repeater goes with a hammer better than a box of nails.
Kid don't know what's out there waiting for him. The Skyway. Now the kid can ride the wind to distant lands.
Okay, so we started in the Wharf District, and now we head to the next one.
Now he lands at the intersection between bad and wrong. Ought to be a core down one of these twisted streets. But which one? He heads for the squirt steps. Won't be no field trip this time. Up north is where the gas fella foreman used to live, tending to his flock. Keeps telling himself he better watch his step.
Yeah, I've never had a game do that fully before, and it's a really neat concept that feels good to play with.
Know why gas fellas all dress alike? Kids wondering the same thing.
It's really well done.
And there it is, but it's locked down tight in an alloy cage. A blustery old foreman is keeping his fellas in check, almost like he's showboating the crowd.
Good lord. Oh, they keep kicking me back towards him. Got it.
And now there's a new marshal in town.
Got it. Okay. Don't forget the shield. You can use that for projectiles instead of dodging. Got it.
He hears the whole place groan, but it's too tough to fall. Might as well check the other side streets before leaving this hole.
Is there a reload button for the gun other than emptying it, or no?
He heads for the biggest dump in town, Scumbag Alley. Some scumbags still feeding on the city's own trash. And there he is, the oldest scumbag of them all, Gershel. Calamity ain't done much for Gershel's sunny disposition. They always said old Gershel wouldn't go without a fight.
Oh, push right stick. Sweet. Good to know. Yeah, Transistor's on the list of games we're going to be playing. Probably start it next week.
The rest of the path is gone for good, and his city crest won't bring it back.
Something sharp. An upgrade material for a certain weapon.
He heads for the east side, where windbags used to keep the local forge. Somehow that old forge is still standing. Inside the forge, Kid can fine-tune those instruments of his.
So I'm curious, Assassin, the gameplay doesn't look interesting. Are you someone that enjoys Hades, or did that game not stick for you either?
Kid's lifelong friends looking fit to keep on fighting.
The game feels slow by comparison. Yeah, see, I actually... That's funny. That's where big preference comes in a lot. I think Hades is actually... The combat in it tends to be too twitchy for my liking. Like, the constant... Yeah, Hades is very button mashy and, like, pretty constant dodging. And I know there will be people that are going to tell me that I'm playing it wrong and that it doesn't have to be that way, but that's definitely the way it feels. And this game does not feel that way. The combat sequences, unless everything going
like
super fast is...
The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for it. Kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next.
Negative innuendo.
The windbags used to be alright. Then the calamity took the floor out from under him.
Sure, it doesn't, I definitely did not imply that, like, it's easier, strictly better, or worse, it's just accurate. Yeah, it's just, you're right. It's not this isn't a complaint, it's a descriptor. Your recommendation of the Pro Controller made me purchase one, and I have to admit it feels awesome. Yeah, Odin, just like I said, I am a big fan of big fan of playing any game with the controller that I can these days.
Sample spirits from my personal supply.
Critical hit chance, collect stray fragments. Only active when below 33% health. Speed while defending. Let's get extra critical hit chance.
Dread rum's brewed from swamp weeds, so its effect is as bold as its flavor.
Yeah, I also in general prefer Oh, I never went down the right side of the path. What, did I miss one? Were there four directions? Let's go back there and check. I can go back to that same way, right?
Picked up traces of other cores while the kid was out.
Oh, can I not go back here now? It says I can't fly. I did forget the left side. Okay, I'll have to make sure I go in every direction next time. You probably said it and I missed it.
In better days, the melting pot was sealed tighter than the skin on a squirt. Of all the plans to survive the calamity, it had to be stab weeds.
Yeah, I actually really like the combat pacing in this so far. It's similar to Hades in a good way, but it's less twitchy, which I really enjoy. Get the money. Oh, this is money. Got it. Alright, noted. Not about to build the ground in front of me though. How was I supposed to know, Chad?
He figures it ought to be deeper down. Or stuck inside one of those fancy cages. Some of the stuff lying around is downright dangerous.
Oh, I was wondering what controlled by ZR. That's what the black tonic does. Okay. I'm playing on the Switch currently.
He throws a switch. Now what could possibly go wrong? Quite a bit, as it turns out. The cage starts lifting from the core ever so slow. All Kid can do is wait. Shipments start falling in. Not every squirt born bad. Some spring to the kid's defense. Judging by the movement of the cage, it's gonna take a while. Scumbags don't take kindly to even some gas fellas take his corner. Heard him pop that needle before.
Oh, we have
At
some
this
friends,
rate,
chat.
maybe 5 more minutes, maybe 30 on the 10. Squirts get real territorial around the core. Then a shipment of free samples shows up.
Shipment of free samples.
One thing's for sure, that cage is awful heavy. It's a troublesome scene to be sure. A few moments left. The core goes free. 10, 9, 8, 7. Give or take a few seconds. Finally, the core's within reach. And done. Ain't no easy way out of this mess. It ain't all bad. As the kid finds some spices from the motherland. Tax-free. He's got it. Just gotta get to the nearest barge.
Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Howa. Yeah, there's a couple of people in the subs Discord said they were sticking with it. It seemed like the type of game my wife would enjoy with the farm and city building. I appreciate the folks who take the time to check out the Viking sponsor, by the way. We're about halfway to the goal, 97 out of 200. You have a couple minutes out of your day to spare to support my content. Use the link and give the tutorial a playthrough on PC or mobile. Path of Exile's like a Diablo 2 variation, right? It's a hack and slash RPG as well. What's the difference between 4 out of 5 contributors and 97 out of 200? The 97 out of 200 is the number of people who have installed the tutorial using installed and played the tutorial using my link. The other number is people who have put some money into it, which the money part doesn't matter for my promo. The people just giving the tutorial a try is what gets me a bonus. I have to put the core in, right? Got it.
The old world's finished, but the new world's just getting started.
They do new content every 3 months. That's great.
A lot of things need fixing up in this world, and we can start right here.
Plus 8 ammo capacity.
Turns out those old bones still have some spark in them.
That's exciting. I like ammo capacity, chat. What was the other side of the upgrade on the repeater? Something sharp. An upgrade weapon. Upgrade for a certain weapon. I wonder if that... Someone said we missed a weapon in one of the areas. I forgot to explore part of it. So I wonder if that's for the one we missed.
Windbag Ranch was built for gathering squirt extract and copious supply.
Oh, there's a left and right side upgrade. Okay,
Ain't
well, I picked the one that
nothing
gave me
more
extra
helpful.
ammo. I don't know what the other one did, but... War machete.
Some folks showed up with a fast buck.
We can throw the machete.
Slippery little devils.
Oh, these are enemies. I assumed they were friendly because they weren't attacking me. I have to murder the ones that aren't attacking me, chat. Poor little guys. It's basically a training level for the machete.
Still others use the place to test their finest blades.
I cannot use my repeater. Have to use the machete. This level is basically teaching you to use the machete. Nah, that's a good design overall. Teaching your players how the game mechanics work in an organic way, man.
Kid cuts all of them down soon enough.
I think I like the machete better than the hammer though. I'll probably use the machete and the repeater.
Kid comes back from Windbag Ranch, smelling good and right.
Triples foes and deal damage over time. Okay, so this is what either side looks like. Got it.
Zolwood oil and that blade shines like a light. War machetes are so quick, you gotta keep a good grip on them.
Faster reload, higher ammo capacity. That's tough. So, like, this is plus 100% ammo, but this cuts your reload time in more than half. This is technically better then, right? See, I feel the exact opposite, Assassin. I feel like Hades, there was so much on the screen. The only thing I felt like I could really do was button mash endlessly, because it was just so much going on. Whereas, like, in this game, the combat's slightly slower, so I feel like I have time to actually, like, think through and not, Okay, so these are weapon challenges in the Proving Grounds. These are the actual levels. Okay. Whereas in this, I feel like the combat's slow enough that I can actually, like, pace myself a little bit and not just mash buttons. There's more time to stop and think.
Couples used to walk the sundown path. Kid ain't here for pleasure, though.
Oh, I forgot to put the machete on. Awkward. We got our gun at least.
But then
The hammer's just so slow, Chad. Morning radio.
somebody gets to the core before the kid. The floor starts giving way under the lightest step. A single panic squirt could bring the whole place down. Fragments of the old world rain in the sky. Well, that ain't exactly a visitor's no. Security's all fired up. Quick and careful is the only way to go.
I don't understand where I'm supposed to be going. Okay. It opened. It opened. We had to kill
See,
Caesar.
this path was intended for leisurely strolling and such. Not so much for noise and tomfoolery.
Yeah, well, hello there. Transistor's on the list of game submissions already. There's the deck queue on my website has been appropriately been rebranded to the stream queue, and you can find not only decks but also games that are waiting to be played there as well. My plan is to do 2 new games each week and 4 gameplay continuations each week. So this week, the new ones we're doing are this and Spyro. Yep. And as always, just like decks, if you have something you'd like to submit, there's a form on my website you can put through.
One of them bridges whips the kid along. Finds a spyglass, like the ones they'd use to search the stars. Air travel always was an iffy proposition. The calamity changed everything, even when the wind blows.
Damn it. I need to remember to use the shield. Someone else mentioned that earlier. Forgetting. Ooh, that was a big hit. Watch this charge up.
Well, if we mastered the winds in the old days, we can do it again. But the question is, who else could have taken the core? Well, ain't no survivor stole the thing. To ship live munitions down the path.
Yeah, I would not describe this game as Zelda-like. This game's like Diablo-like, I think. I don't know, maybe it's similar to older Zelda games.
It's wise to toss those things from far away.
Well, we pushed the wrong button. We'll get through this eventually. Twitchy chat, twitchy. Do you have Pokemon, Sword, and Shield? I don't know what a Nuzlocke is, so I don't have an answer to that question. I do have one of those, but I don't know what a Nuzlocke refers to. That's some type of challenge thing, right? Where you have to like play the game under certain conditions.
In all this toil, Kid keeps coming back to an overwhelming question. Who else could have survived the calamity?
If a Pokemon faints, it's considered dead and is no longer used. That sounds silly. I don't think that's something I'm very interested in doing. I don't think, like, tryhards and 100% modes and stuff like that are things I really want to get into on stream.
So we didn't find the core that time, but that ain't about to stop us.
Let's go to the armory and put our machete on. Our circle, sorry. Automatically counterblocks all incoming things for a short time. I like the trip line.
The repeater and machete, favorite choices of the Ura hunters we once fought. We could always see the stars. We just never could reach them, no matter how high we built. Folks voyaged across the boundless sea to found Celandia. It was good living here for a while.
Proving ground, core detected. I want to do that. I want to do the shooter proving ground. Oh, I should try and change the. We did the faster reload for that one. I should try the more ammo and see how that feels.
No place better than Trapper Shingle for learning to tread light and shoot straight. Trappers had to tread real careful here, else take a nasty fall. They train themselves by clearing out the targets while not clearing out the floor.
Yeah, angry pork chops. This is way more my speed than Hades was.
Right.
Oh, I'm supposed to be killing the target. Got it. I was looking for enemies. I'm supposed to be.
Walk away empty-handed.
You're supposed to. Got it. Okay. Spyro was a fun watch on YouTube. I've dubbed the game Violent Gem. Spyro was fun last night. Yeah.
To think a rickety place like the Shingle survived, and so little else did.
Oh, we got another upgrade now. Double wide bolt. Improved firing rate.
That ought to make those fangs sink in nice and deep.
Even if some of the enemies are same-size level to level, I prefer the traditional RPG where like there's new levels that you keep going through.
Welcome him with open arms. The calamity took everybody after all. Kid sees a plane, frozen faces all around. You don't much care to see him. Not like this.
The ammo upgrade annoys me because it's not symmetrical. Yeah, that's true.
These folks never saw the calamity coming, but someone did. Someone close. Someone awake like Mr. Beckley, his kindly wife. It was someone like him. Kid sees him there again, in the flesh. It's a snag or two trying to get to him. He ain't about to stop, no matter what. He's got so many questions after all.
Why are you murdering the pathway? It's already crumbling enough on its own. I'm just killing. I need the random dollars. Come on now. There's money in some of these things, chat.
Didn't make it.
And the people make me sad.
They never saw what it was like beyond the walls.
Hey, thanks to whoever just completed the Viking promo on mobile. I appreciate you.
Didn't make it.
For taking a couple minutes out of your day to support my content. The mobile integration doesn't give me a username, but thanks to whoever that was.
The Jaws. They didn't make it.
What's going on, youngest son? This is
Grady
called
Senior,
Bastion.
Grady Jr. They didn't make it, but him, he survived.
But why are we building?
The world builds
Just think,
while you walk on it.
Without that man,
It's kind of cool, huh?
we wouldn't be here right now, would we? Kid does what he has to do. And then
You can walk off the platform, actually.
I mean,
what do you say to a man who's seen too much?
You not just walk off.
Kid hasn't a clue, but he says this. We have to go. Please.
You gonna sit by me? How was your class this morning?
I don't have any questions today, Mom. Miss Hyder counted them because hers today.
Oh, is she sick?
Her's not sick, right? Her said actually didn't actually know her. I think her accidentally put classes on my day. I don't think you can have a class on Giga Pass.
He's a proper gentleman, that man. His name is Zolf.
Miss Hyder said.
No hiding he's an Ura. Folks like him ain't never been a common sight in Caelondia. He's relieved to see a living face or two. The kid and I introduce ourselves in kind. Both to him and to each other. For the first time.
Hey Daddy, when you go in the calendar back around?
For Zolf, Caelondia was like a second home. He's real worried about his first home, too. Far to the east. Zolf offers to help me plot the skyways for the kid. At least the calamity hasn't touched the stars, he says.
Don't worry. We'll get back into some more fighting in a second.
The
We're
core
rebuilding the city.
remember. That's why this place is coming together. That's why things are gonna be alright.
You gotta keep collecting the cores and the levels to rebuild the city.
Well, look what we have here.
Lost and found. Paying tribute when we better prepare for the future. Put a memorial on.
The memorial. Here a kid can pay respect to the old world and earn it in kind. The valediction. Just another one of my sketches. Nothing more.
Like
Words
things,
can't
like
express
things
what
we have to
happened.
accomplish, basically.
They're all I got. We tracked down a couple more cores near the edge of the city.
You got choices now. You want to go to the Cinderbrick Fort, Declan, or you want to go to the Pith Orchard? They both have cores. Where should we go? I don't know. We got to pick. Gonna go to Cinderbrick Fort? All right.
There's only one way to Cinderbrick Fort. The hard way.
You can't take the controller from me, dude. You can play this one if you
the
want
city
when I'm done
marshals
streaming,
are
okay?
gone.
If you want, we can put on your
Now the
Switch. It's
force
okay for
crawling
kids.
with windbags.
It's raining fire, Declan.
The calamity was mercy for normal folks. The windbags ain't so lucky. They've been left to freeze or starve or face the kid.
Oh, these are slow, but they're heat-seeking. Okay. Yes, extra damage on the gun feels real good. I think extra ammo is better than the extra reload as well.
What
I'm liking that a little bit more.
young and old keep fighting for the fort.
It does reload pretty quick already, you're right.
At least the marshals left the kid a parting gift.
There's a musket.
Something the windbags just can't handle. Something that'll punch clean through the greasy hides.
Well then.
Windbags ain't much different from normal folks. All they want's a warm place to stay and a decent meal. The calamity drove the windbags topside. A lot of them wound up here in this very fort.
Roll fire roll is a good mixture. Probably use my tonic more. I'm forgetting that it's there.
Could have been minding the business underground in the old days.
I think I prefer the other gun. To the shotgun.
Cinderbrick gave him enough heat and metal to munch on for a while.
Yeah, the other one has more
The
bullets.
fort ain't theirs by right.
I can't switch
Can't blame
when I
them
get back
for
to the
wanting
city.
it, though.
I'm gonna try the new one.
So many of those sorry things holed up inside that old fort.
The other gun had some aim assist, that makes sense. Also, like, it's also just, like, less punishing if you aim and miss, too, because, like, it gets to fire another shot. You don't have to like sit there and wait for a cooldown reload. Are we breaking the place? They are kind of bringing the place down. Machete's actually a better ranged attack than this gun is. The gun has like spread on it as its upside, but the spread doesn't seem super useful. If you like how the game makes you try it out for a small while so you can test if you like it. Yeah, I agree, Lord Odin. Like I said, I think the design choice of making you use a weapon for part of the thing is fine and even good. Like these things, for instance, would be much easier to kill than I wouldn't be losing nearly as much health if I had the other Shadow. Yes, yeah, exactly. Pokemon nerd. The shotgun does not complement the machete well. Ah! I'm out of healing tonic, chat.
Security's plane gone haywire. Windbags gummed up the works. The windbags put the kid on notice.
I did die because they took my weapon away. Oh, I picked the wrong time to die.
Kid ain't afraid of getting burned.
Well, not having the good gun is definitely forcing me to learn the shield. I've got that small upside.
We trapped the kid in the middle of the force parade grounds. Then they bring out Plutus and Planet. All this scumbag. They got something to gain. Only their sorry eyes.
Oh, okay.
Kid takes down Plutus. Maybe it was Planet.
People in chat have had good things to say about Transistor. I have not played it before, though.
The windbags finally get the message.
We're gonna start Transistor on stream next week, either Tuesday or Wednesday. Alright, you're tripping me up. I need you to sit in your own chair if you want to hang out. You're welcome to hang out. You just gotta not be on my lap. There's a chair right there if you want one, dude. I didn't realize there was a thing over here.
Kid used to dream of getting a marshal's badge, but not like this. The Skyway's a welcome sight after all that. And now ain't nothing
Yeah,
left for nobody.
That's what I heard too. That's what other people had said, Lord Odin, that Transistor is a very different style of game. This definitely has a lot of parallels to Hades in some good ways. Yeah, this and the Transistor game that we're also talking about are all super giant games from the same people that made Hades.
Kid shows up just as Zulf's telling me about his own journey to the city.
I like how you just get, like, dropped on your face every time you come back.
Zulf's travels ain't much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this.
Ask Zulf about the Marshal's badge.
The marshals seem like good men, he says. They treated him with dignity. Zulf brought his antique smoking pipe all the way from the terminals. Seems the only thing the Calamity saved for Zulf was the smoking pipe. The lost and found. Here Kid takes fragments of the old world and makes them whole again.
Hey, Tron player, thanks for the 26 months. Really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around and shipping your Beza bucks back this way again this month. Fire a lightning fast fury strikes, can cut through the toughest armor. Seems neat. So if I buy the something nasty, I can upgrade my gun again. And this lets me upgrade the... Am I understanding that correctly?
All it takes is some fragments, and the Bastion makes it good as new. Now he can shoot that Fang repeater all day long.
We have 24 bullets now, chat.
Even since the Ura surrendered to us, the Marshals kept a wary eye on him.
Squib lure is the thing you missed earlier. A special call that summons a loyal squirt companion to the rescue, popular at children's birthday parties and useful in other various situations. Yeah, I like that's a good game design thing too, being able to like purchase things for shards that you missed earlier. I have the Graper Slash, sweet. Yeah, the soundtrack's a banger. Just good sound design in general. It seems to be something Supergiant's very good at. All the voice characters in all of their games, like the overall sound design in Hades is stellar as well.
No use praying to the gods these days. No time for it either.
Oh look, the bullets are symmetrical now. That's nice.
Folks used to make pilgrimage here to pay their respects to Pith, the bull. Well, the gods are long gone now, and the orchard core is long gone too. Seems Pith ain't much of a watchdog. The gods don't care about trinkets, but the kid ain't no god. Pith stood for something once. Something real. In time, though, the bull stopped being a symbol and started being decoration.
Use pretty much all 4 of their game soundtracks as background music at work. Okay, that's great, Jared.
Pith makes a decent scarecrow, at least. Then Pith lights up like a rover. Ain't easy punching through his hide. Kid breaks him to bits. Must have been guarding that shrine. So what'll it be? Invoke the gods, or tell them off?
God of commotion and order. Foes shall strike. Alright, what does this say? I need to move myself so I can read it. Foes shall grow quicker and move to strike. Foes shall grow quicker. What does that mean? Enemies are faster and attack faster? Why would I want that? Why would I want to make the enemies faster? Oh, these are difficulty modifiers.
You don't need favors from the likes of him. Well, if the gods are alive, they must be plenty sore.
We're an old man boomer chat. We don't need difficulty modifiers. Can't be happy playing as is.
Popping windbags is hard enough. No need to get the gods involved.
I like that the narrator changes based on what you do. Popping windbags was hard enough. No need to get the gods involved. Big mood, chat. Big mood.
the shrine.
No, it stops eventually.
Kid ain't found a core, but at least he found Zolf's precious shrine. Pith Orchard. Place is a dead end in more ways than one.
All this blocking, you must be doing some hard dance. Am I missing something here, or am I supposed to bail back out? I think we're just supposed to jump out. This doesn't appear to open. There is. I think that's my one critique so far is that it isn't always clear when a path is going to build up and when it's just like an end. I definitely walked off once or twice expecting a path to grow up in front of me. Maybe there's a hint or visual that I'm missing.
Now we can build a shrine of our own, though I got some alternatives in mind.
The plush
Zolf
cliff.
doesn't touch the thing. Says the god of commotion is no children's toy.
Oh, we leveled up. Does that mean there's a new distillery? There is. +1 chance to carry on if defeated.
Hearty punch is so zesty, it'll let you carry on through the worst of times. The Ura feared the gods. We turned them into toys, put their faces on our walls.
Looking for course, chat. Looking for course. Thanks everybody for hanging out today, by the way. If there's anybody new dropping into the channel from the Bastion text on Twitch, welcome. My name's Jeff Hoagland. I stream full time here.
Flowed free and wild till the calamity drank it all up.
Thanks for dropping in today.
Maybe all that water just grew weak.
This is our first time playing Bastion on the channel. Probably will be one we revisit. Usually I try to do a different game each day, each week, with the favorites coming back the following week. We do a lot of single-player, story-driven stuff like this, as well as turn-based strategy games. Also spend some time playing card games. Using the gun on the spiky plant seems safer.
Riverbank swarming with bags. They're so bent on finding the core, they hardly notice the kid. Lucky for him, a certain famous ferry barge is still afloat. Sends some squirts crying home as she leaves port. Maybe Nellie knows the way to the core. Maybe she can slip right past and clamor on the coast.
One playthrough of Bastion is fairly quick.
A security skiff pulls up.
What's your? Everybody has different definitions of fairly quick. What's fairly quick? 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours.
Just then, the Windbags notice who she's sailing
with. 6 to 7. Sure, that's an okay length.
They try to cut her off.
That's much longer than the hour it takes to run through Hades. It's a good length though. It means we can do it. I usually do like 3.5 hour stream sessions, so we could do this in 2 sessions.
They try to knock her out.
6 to 10 hours, I think, is a good length for a lot of things. We're currently playing through
Try as she might.
anything under Jeff isn't joking. Is there anything under 100 hours is quick?
Kid's gotta help her get untangled. Favors for
That's a take. I don't know. We're playing Breath of the Wild and Horizon Zero Dawn right now on Saturday and Sunday, so like anything that we're starting that's like not one of those two, I don't want to do anything that takes like, 30, 40 hours. But 7 to 10 hour range for playthroughs on stuff is a pretty reasonable range. Hit on a good range of things.
At least she picked a good spot for a break, because the core is right there.
Quick to me because I like story-driven range, which can easily amount to over 20 hours, even stuff with big replayability. The only replayability in Bastion is different weapons and modifiers, so it's very similar to Hades. You're waiting for them to flesh it out? Well, Hades is out of early access, so like, what are you expecting them to flesh out really? Are they supposed to be adding more content to Hades? I thought it was content complete.
Wings. Peckers.
I think they said they would not add more new content. Yeah, that was my understanding too. Like they're out of early access. The game has a ton of content. It doesn't really. It's like it's a roguelite, but like unless you consider playing with new weapons, new content, the length of the game is really short. And I know that that's like the appeal of roguelites, but roguelites in general tend to be pretty actual content light. And they get playtime out of people who enjoy replayability by and large.
Turns out she's got a special surprise.
Damn it. Like, this at 6 to 7 hours for a playthrough is like 3 to 4 times as much playthrough content as Hades is. Sure, but you're not, there's not several hundred hours worth of content. You're replaying the same hour and a half to 2 hours of content in slightly different ways, which is fine if you enjoy it. It's just not it's not a game that has a lot of content in it. Yeah, like it's fine if you enjoy the loop, but I want to stress that I'm not telling you you're playing games wrong if you enjoy it. But like in terms of like the volume of content there, it's very low.
Don't seem to care what they shoot as long as they hit something. Kid almost falls again. Windbags getting even better idea. kid to solid ground. Solid ground in the picker country. They want that core real bad. Might be they want it just as bad as a kid. Kid shoes them off, knowing they'll be back. Know how many times kid nearly fell off the barge back there? 3 times. Now, listen close. You should remember this next part.
How many times the kid almost fell off the barge? 3 times. Listen, don't heckle me.
Why go to Prosper Bluff?
I played Rogue Legacy. That's not what I've touched, Gomez.
Used to take an enterprising man or a plain old fool to venture out that far.
The narrator is a neat attempt to give everybody at home their own Twitch chat. I'll give it that.
The most beautiful place in the world. We all knew that.
Is a more polite Twitch chat.
Hand,
Yep.
Some folks just yearn to see the things they're told they can't. And that's why you go to Prosper Bluff, ain't it?
I like money. Twitch chat needs a deep husky voice. The narrator is very soothing. He will hold us in his big strong arms. That's Sky Bridge. That's the end of the level.
How's it go again?
Can I get past here somehow?
Yeah, that's the one.
There's a button where? This isn't a button, this is a portal, right? Oh, there's a button here, got it. Well then. Oh, okay. I thought that was taking me back home. I thought that was an end of level Sky Bridge. It was not. Man, the music keeps getting better too. Our little guy needs to learn to lead his targets, right? That is definitely the case. It's an interesting design choice. They keep making the bridge fall out, and then you click this to get flown back across. Because they could easily just have you walk back across, but instead they like to throw you. Look at yourself. Throw me asunder. Yeah, he does. He is very good. Like, cats land on all fours. This guy's like the inverse of that. He always lands on his face. Where can you find a list of the variety games Jeff has already played? If you go to my YouTube channel on the main page, Monty, there is a playlist up there that has everything. There's a playlist that has all of the variety sessions in it, and there's another list that has individual playlists of each playthrough that I've done. So if you want to see things that we've played basically in their entirety or plan to play in their entirety, there's a playlist section. There's a couple of things we've done one-offs that weren't really for me that didn't get their own playlists. I won't be revisiting them, but a lot of the things we've done fuller playthroughs of. Hey, look, they didn't land me on my face that time, chat. No, thank you. Thanks for checking out the content. You can also see what upcoming games are going to be playing on the stream queue on my website. The games that viewers have submitted to be played will be up there. And games that I decide I want to put in the queue too get added up there as well. And then every week on Saturday, I publish my schedule for the following week. Horizon Zero Dawn is so good. Easily the best new thing I've played since we, I guess, longer best new game. I think Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is probably the single best game I've ever played. It's so well done in just every facet. Alright, Horizon Zero Dawn is very good too, though. It's much longer than Senua's Sacrifice.
Well, no point explaining what happens next, right? Suffice it to say, the kid ain't coming home empty-handed. And besides, it's like the song goes.
Come build that wall up to the sky.
Yeah, Horizon and Hellblade are both gonna have sequels. Morning, Wylar.
They'll be here before too long.
We have a lovely singer for our town now, chat. We're collecting survivors. That's nice. Oh. Thanks everybody for hanging out here today, by the way. Remember, if you haven't seen it yet, if you'd like an easy way to support my content, check out the Vikings promo that we have going on. It's a game on mobile and PC. If I collect 200 people, then give it a try. Get a little bit of a bonus.
Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow or again. We become fast friends. Calamity has that effect on people. But there was more to be done. There was one last core to find.
Yeah, Wylar, on Runeterra patch days, I'm flipping my schedule. So normally I do card game stuff every morning and variety stuff every evening, but I'm flipping that on patch days. So we'll do Runeterra tonight. Mobile took me less than 2 minutes to complete. I just clicked through what it told me to do. Yep, super painless and easy.
Kid's surprised when I tell him there's only one core left. I shouldn't have believed it either.
so you can ask her about lots of different stuff.
So many secrets in there, and she can't even read it. Her father's own journal. Most of the Ura never got a taste of Caelondia's fine goods, unless they were born and raised in the city like Zia here. Sure, the world's all gone to pieces farther than the eye can see, but leave it to this gal to point out the amazing view.
Yeah, usually the patches go live like half hour to an hour and a half from now, sometime in there, which is why I decided to not do Runeterra tonight, because normally I end my stream in about an hour, hour and a half from now.
Girl tried to run away from home one time, but the marshals stopped that, didn't they? If only I'd known half the secrets of the Calamity were tucked away in that book, I'd have worked to translate it right away. A scientific journal written in Zolf's native tongue. He learned so much from it. Too much.
Oh, the Vikings game is in maintenance. Oh, okay. That's good to know for the promo.
We tracked the final core beyond the city to the wilds.
That's done. Weens and Beans are both playing. And if you try the Vikings game and you like it, there's a Hoglandia clan too that you can pop into. It's a game that has some group play to it.
The wild unknown. Place can eat a man alive. Place is so raw, even the Calamity couldn't cook it.
They
Not
told
all
me
of
it could eat me alive, so that doesn't sound like it's going to be easy.
You know what's better than
Dueling
having a sling and
pistols.
pistol in a fight? Having two.
Are these my new favorites, chat?
Kid's faster than a slinger with those guns. Savage things lurking at every turn. Pincushions ain't the worst of it either. Good thing pincushions can't see where they're shooting. Pecker's got the core, like they're building a bastion of their own. The welcoming committee scrambled to attention. Didn't expect the kid so soon. They shouldn't have let their guard down. The core's right there, itching to come home.
Yeah, the problem with doing card games as variety games, Monty, especially games like Eternal that have pretty predatory monetization systems, is that, like, getting cards to actually play them is incredibly expensive. Playing other card games in general after experiencing Runeterra is just really tough to get into, because Runeterra is just so much more consumer-friendly than anything else out there.
One thing. Getting out's gonna be another.
Basically, almost everybody else has copied and pasted
But the
Hearthstone's
wilds won't let him go without a fight.
pack-based predatory digital monetization. It's one of the many reasons why Runeterra is a very good breath of fresh air.
Survive the Calamity. It toughened him up.
Do I like RTS games? In general, I played a ton of StarCraft 2 and, Command and Conquer growing up. Yuri's Revenge I logged many hours in. It's funny how many people don't even think about it, Monty. Any game that requires you to engage in gambling in order to... Any game that requires you to engage in gambling in order to get key game items is predatory. I have not, Lerp.
Best take it real slow when pincushions are full. Sling a Jawson's old outpost is all that's left of him.
I think I'm pretty happy with the dueling pistols, actually. I think I like these better than the other one we had. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Pokemon Nerd. Like, booster packs have been so ingrained in people that they don't view them as loot boxes and gambling. Because they've been told for so long that this is okay and this is just how it is.
Don't ever turn your back on a pincushion.
I need extra bullets for these guns, chat, and they'll be perfect. Wannabe Beetle. Let's see, 40 times 25 equals
Kids
please
roused
don't
up
tell my
after
wife. Thank you for the support, Beetle. Welcome back. 40 months is a long time.
Then kid gets the feeling he's being watched. Not by me, by a little kid. Lunkheads ain't fond of two-legged animals. Hit him anywhere but the hindquarters, and he only make him mad. The Calamity must have scrambled their eggs.
Hey, TCG Nerd, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. I really appreciate that. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for sending your Prime this way this month. It's supporting mine. Happy Thursday. Did get a new gun, you're right. Very observant.
Hardly any signs of the old Jawson camp. Wild green pineapples, about the only good thing out here.
I need to get an upgrade to get more ammo, I think.
The Wild's already reclaimed this place. He's anxious to get back.
Where, bud? This here? That? That's what my border looks like. Declan wants to know why my border has a
After
dollar sign
all,
on it.
he's got the final core.
It does kind of
His
look like
journey's
a
over, right? Well, no. It ain't. Not by a long shot.
Hey, Flockle, thanks for 17 months. Yeah, it's been a good one. I think this game's definitely more my type of GM than Hades is. The combat's a bit less twitchy. And the story's a little bit longer. Hey, Scissor, thanks for the 22 months. Welcome back. Good morning.
Kid knows something's up when we ain't there to give a warm welcome. See, Zolf and I were just wrapping up a heated discussion. Zolf can barely muster the words. The Calamity failed, he says. but I will not.
Hey,
With that,
Carefate, thanks for 16
Zolf
months.
leaves
Welcome
us
back.
here, alone.
I think your statement there is kind of nonsense, Rook Jackson, and it serves to minimize things that really are gambling. Like, especially with someone like sure, a random act of God could happen and I could get sick and be unable to stream, but like, for the most part, I'm pretty clear and transparent about what's going on this channel, and like, people that are subbing know what they're getting, at least a week in advance, generally more than that. Nemesis, thanks for the 40 months. Is Phasmophobia, is that like a jump scare Halloween game? I'm not really into jump scare type games. I don't mind things that are a little bit scary and spooky occasionally for part of story-driven reasons, but like largely scary all the time, I don't think so. No jump scares, just spooky ghost hunting. It's still rough / in early access. Okay.
Zolf cursed the city, cursed the Bastion, cursed me, said he was going home. When Zolf got through reading that journal, he just snapped. Started smashing up the monument till I tried to stop him. Zolf banged up the monument pretty bad. But there's a way to put her back together. The shards. We're gonna need all of them to nurse the Bastion back to health.
Does it count as much for paper magic? Yeah, because someone is gambling in order to get the cards out of those boosters, Rook. So, like, your buying singles is still you feeding a predatory system, even if you're not the one doing it directly. Like, you're still engaging with it. Yeah, the gambling happened before you got there. And, like, the nonsense of, like, artificial scarcity is, like, also something that hurts a different way, right? Like, even if you, like, could remove the gambling from the situation, the artificial scarcity and basically price gouging through it that Wizards of the Coast does to maximize their profits is also, like, frustrating. Yeah, exactly. And, like, the free-to-play games, even if you aren't technically putting money in, you're still enabling the system to allow other people to put money in to gamble.
The city brought the shards to the wilds. Now the kid's gonna bring them back.
And also, for the record, as someone who, like, enjoys poker and blackjack and, like, has gone to a casino on occasion in the before times and, like, plays card games because they're fun, I don't think gambling is inherently evil or awful. I just think we've injected gambling to maximize profits into things that shouldn't involve gambling, right? So, like, gambling purely for the sake of gambling with poker or blackjack, I think, is different than requiring people to gamble to then play a game, right? So, like, poker and blackjack, it's very clear that this is gambling. Yeah, well, who knocks it? The transparency is key. So, like, the detail that we know what we're getting into versus, like, okay, this has to happen in order for me to do this other thing that I actually want to do. I think that, especially when it's not necessary. I keep hearing that Runeterra doesn't do this. You literally, there just aren't card packs, Rook. The only cards you get at random in Runeterra are ones that you get for free. Anytime you're actually... Oh, I should check if we can upgrade the pistols. That's a good call. Anytime you're actually... Still puts them on his face. Anytime you're actually spending money in Runeterra, you're getting exactly what you want for your money. +4 ammo.
Takes a lot of moving pieces to make a dependable sidearm.
Can I buy something greasy over here at the Lost and Found? Doesn't look like it. We must not have found it yet, huh? That's fine. We need more money anyways. Yes, hiding gambling inside of something, especially that's targeted at, you know, people who are 13 up is. And you could argue that Magic's primary audience is not that age group, but it's a big part of their audience. We could get a War Machete upgrade. I'm mostly using my ranged weapon, so I think I'm going to save my dollary dues for now. So that way we can, when we find something greasy, we can buy an extra copy and max the pistols out. The pistols seem kind of expensive to max. So if I was to buy a full deck, less than $30, right?
Sets off in search of shards.
Basically any tiered deck for less than $30.
You'll get lost in that bog, I told the kid, and I won't be able to guide you back.
Oh, Canadian? Yeah, probably 50.
Well, I let him go. What else could I do? What could any of us do?
But yeah, the most expensive card type in Runeterra is $3 per copy, and you can only have 6 copies of that most expensive card type in your deck, and the other card types cost 10 cents, 30 cents, and $1.20.
Zolf put us in a real bind. Hurt the Bastion bad.
There's only rarity restrictions for champions. It's just the epic style cards that cost $1.20 each. The decks aren't like Magic decks in that your decks are all epic cards. Epic cards in Runeterra are what mythic rares were supposed to be in Magic before Wizards got greedy. They're sweet cards that you might include 1 or 2 of in a deck. They're not the entirety of your decks. So, like, the theoretical maximum that a Runeterra deck could cost is like $60, but no competitive decks realistically cost that because you just don't want to play that many epic cards. Hey, thanks for the 17 months pre-rates. Welcome back. Is that the KDA video? We'll watch that at the end of the stream when we're done with Bastion. What's the contributors card? That's people that have spent money on the Vikings game, but that's not required for me to get my bonus for the promo. So my promo is based purely on that. Thank you, someone, whoever you are, number 99, playing through the Vikings tutorial. Appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your day to support my content. Yeah, probably at some point, Cordemi, I need to get a good idea for what I want to do, and then I need to pay an animator to do it. So I need an idea first, and then need to find someone I can pay to do the work. This place is not well lit. It is not. Oh, is this the way? I missed this. I missed this.
But the shards can make it better. They're like smaller doses of the core's medicine.
This place is so different than, like, the happy, upbeat break that most levels are. The top 3 decks on Mobilytics each only have 5 or 6 epics in them. Yeah.
Shame the only place to fill that prescription is out here in the wilds. This place is intoxicating.
Yeah, situational and build aroundy is a good way to describe the epics.
Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good for all I know.
Are you saying that epics and Runeterra are what Mythic should have been in Magic? Yeah, exactly, Zigzags. I feel like the narrator must be wearing a 10-gallon hat. We can actually show you the narrator. He's one of the characters in the town. He unfortunately is not wearing a cowboy hat, though.
Somewhere I never want to go. welcome him with open arms. Kid pops him good. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas villa.
Yeah, never having to spend money on lands is also great. That's definitely the biggest feel-bad part of Magic. But mana fixing being rare is one of Wizards' biggest revenue drivers.
What do you say to a kid who's seen too much? I'm Zolf of Ura. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now the kid sees something stranger still.
Morning Blitz.
Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds
That's because Magic's not a game first, execs. Magic is a game second and a loot box producer first.
peckers, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, pineapples, swamp weeds, ankle gators.
They're all my friends, shit. Or not, or not. They were my friends. I feel good spending on lands because I know they won't be banned at least. Gosh, that's funny and sad.
Now the Bastion can send them even farther into the wild. Kid says
Don't tell them about
he's
Field of the Dead.
Cynthia's famous water.
I think they mean like, I assume they mean like dual lands.
He has the nerve to flash the shields. Security is just fantasy. Kid succeeds where the calamity fails.
Do you reload your guns by spinning them a lot? That is what you do.
Would you look at what he did to poor old Rondé the bartender? Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. It's so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world's alright, snoozing there on a rock in the sky. He wakes up. I'm just fooling.
The
Sees
replay
what's
back
left of
through
the
everything
walls.
dark and scary is
Years of work
interesting.
undone in an instant. He sees what's left of Piff, the bull. Gods, they're all undone. He sees what's left of his lifelong dread. friend, he's come undone too.
This is your character on a drug trip. Yeah, seems like it.
He sees what's left undone.
Hey, thanks Scissor for checking out the Vikings promo. I appreciate you taking a couple minutes every day to play through the tutorial and support my content. Heard the sequel is great too. There's a sequel to this game? I hadn't heard there was a sequel.
Either. Not anymore. Now to find a ticket out of this hole.
There's not. Okay, yeah. I feel like someone in chat would have brought that up if there was one.
Bootlickers dig their nasty thorns into his heels.
Yeah, we're gonna start Transistor next week.
Ever heard
The
of
games in the
Love Blossom?
GameCube.
It's bigger than the stories say.
You recommend a game that feels like Breath of the Wild on the PC? I mean, most open world games should do that, right? Skyrim, Horizon Zero Dawn, and we're told Genshin Impact is a gacha game that people have been raving about, but that's not one that I've played. Not a big fan of anime-looking IPs. Looking for the puzzle aspect. No. I don't know that any open world RPGs really do puzzles quite as well as Zelda does. I think that's one of the things it does that's very unique.
Like a scumbag.
Ah! Ah, I'm stuck, chat.
Kid ain't about to be playing food just yet. They say one whiff of Love Blossom can make you well, a kid prunes it down to size somehow.
Hellblade's Senua's Sacrifice has some of the best puzzles in any game I've ever played, but it's not an open world game like Breath of the Wild is.
Mother only knows what happened in the bog. Kid never much cared to speak of it.
What happens in the bog stays in the bog. Unless you get an STD, chat, those last a long time. Always wear protection.
A shard is like a poor man's core, but beggars can't be choosers. That's it. A few more shards like that, and we'll be back in business. A single shard can breathe new life into this place. The shard's got enough juice to spruce up any of these places. Just the occasion to crack open the distillery's private reserve.
Oh, we're not going to
Squirt cider will toughen you right up.
This is
Too bad
this
about
is
the
the narrator,
mustache,
by the way.
dude.
Someone was asking what he looked like. It's this dude here with the mustache. Now the top 2 games in there will happen next week. So next week's variety games will be Transistor and Superliminal. That is the plan.
Gravers, the arm of justice. They seemed unstoppable.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go get some more. Let's go get some more shards,
City
Jim.
tried to use the shards to stake out the wilds. So much for that plan.
So when this game came out, this was the first game that had this sort of narration style. It was innovative at the time. What are some other good examples of games that use this full narration style, Pacific? Because I agree, it's stellar. It's the first time I've ever played one with it.
Many a tale folks used to scare their children straight originated here.
Darkest Dungeon. Okay.
All kinds of beasts we don't know up from that. Still lurking about.
Ah, the pistols bullets shoot faster than the bone ones. They hit the birds better, which is nice. Very nice.
Only the city's brushers knew their way around the lagoon.
Hey, this game is definitely a lot more my speed than Hades, Bob. Hades combat is very twitchy in a way that I didn't find super enjoyable, and this one's really well done.
Even the brushers learned to fear this place.
This thing's really annoying when we can't cut it with the sword.
They used to think that ankle gators...
Oh yeah, I actually forgot we could throw the machete. I appreciate the reminder.
Well, they
Excuse me?
One of them's been living in the tall grass. They called her Queen Anne. Turns out Queen Anne got a hold of a shard. Ankle gators love shiny things.
Good call. Much easier. Try to counter the projectiles. Yeah, I try. My boomer reflexes can only do so much, though. Hey, K. Smith, thanks for the prime. I really appreciate that. Hope you're staying safe out there wherever you're at. Indiana still?
You know what smells worse
If I
than an
recall
ankle gator's
correctly.
breath? A stinkweed.
Eh.
Can't fight Queen Anne without the proper tools.
I like that you can reload while holding the shield up.
Bad idea to walk in gator grass. The brushers use their pikes to keep their distance around here. Now the kid can do the same. They say you can't hurt an ankle gator unless it's raining. And it ain't raining. Sharp
That was a good time to level up.
Nervous, so she backs off a bit. Those pink cushions been living off the ankle gator's scraps. Kid's got a mean throwing arm. Queen Anne can't fit down some of these narrow paths.
Yeah, them getting the smash hit that Hades was off the ground, I can imagine that's gonna fund them for another couple titles at least. Which is great to see.
Queenie leads the kid into some kind of twisted trap. One bad step in that tall grass, and he's Queen Anne's lunch. He holds his ground. Seems the Queen's running out of options. The closer you get to an ankle gator's lair, the thicker the tall grass grows. Kid's gotta make a run for it. Those leaping luckheads don't like Queen Anne any better than the kid.
Man, those things are brutal.
That old gator's right on his tail.
Hey, Busy Dragon, thank you for the 34 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
Queenie must have scared a bunch of packers out of hiding. Seems even stinkweeds know to stay away from the Queen.
Come for my monthly timeout, please. We'd be happy to oblige, Busy. Thanks for keeping me around. The range on the soundtrack's really good too.
Ankle gators don't much care for their young. That's why there ain't many around. Wanna know how to find an ankle gator lair? They use a kid as bait.
We use a kid as bait.
Now she's coming for him. She's got nowhere else to go. The shard's sitting in plain view. They say if you run across an ankle gator, you better keep running.
Do I need to let it get me? How do I attack it? Like, I can't, like, every time it pops up, do I need to, like, let it pop up and then do I need to, like, twitch at the right point? Oh, I have, this is a decoy, got it.
She's starting to get annoyed.
Oh, I've just made it mad now.
Rest in peace, Queen Anne. That was for the rushers.
Look at that. First time's the charm.
Kid's done what needed to be done.
I thought we were gonna die too, Zigzags. So your faith in me was very, very similar to my faith in me.
Queen Anne's reign is over. We even got a crown jewel. All that trouble for a single shard. But you know what? It was worth it.
%200 damage on falling poles. +2 black tonic capacity. It's pretty good. What's this game about? It is an action RPG that has narrative, story-driven storyline. If you really used all of your resources, you have more than 1 HP. Survive an attack that would have brought defeat. I kind of like extra black tonic because we keep bumping up on 3 of those.
Pineapple chowder on a cold day. Brings back
I
memories.
haven't touched Magic the Gathering in almost an entire month, and it's been one of the best months of 2020 for me.
The arsenal's complete in case we need protection.
I don't think you can fully realize how toxic of a relationship you are in with something until you take a break and are no longer in it. I think I want the slasher. Let me cut my way out
Want
of
to
things
stay
and too many
alive
things
in
get
the
around.
wilds. Pack a pair of pistols and a good blade. They said Queen Anne was just a folktale. Now there's living proof she ain't.
Runeterra has been awesome. They're scaling up their esports stuff and releasing cards pretty regularly. Playing lots of sweet variety games has been awesome. Bastion's been a ton of fun this morning, along with a bunch of other things we're doing.
The next shard should be farther out there in the wilds.
Sub count dropped off a little bit as expected, but we've leveled out around 1,700, which is awesome. It was a bit of a risk jumping out and other things. It's been awesome to see people. Been awesome to see people still around just for me and not just for Magic. This is Bastion. Play who? Why is Magic
Know how
toxic?
Caelondia became the richest
Because
city in the world? Two
Wizards of the
words.
Coast as a company
Point
makes a lot of not great decisions. In recent memory especially, they've made a lot of decisions that maximize short-term profits at the cost of the long-term health of the game, in my
If the
opinion.
wilds could ever be tamed,
They also don't
it's gonna
really
happen
invest in their
right here.
software because their software makes lots of money despite being pretty bad. Because even though it's bad and people complain about it, people continue to give them money. And their game's incredibly expensive.
But now,
And you pair all that with the fact that the design of their actual game has been rough for the last 2 years, and it's hard to justify investing resources into.
the army's triggers once had the place on
But I played Slay the Spire Monster, and I have played Slay the Spire. I'm not a huge fan of it. I have not played Monster Train.
Kid might as well pick up where they left off. Blam. Just like my fighting days. Gun like that can even put the wild in check.
And these birds are so annoying, especially when they take away my pistol.
seen better days for sure, but it ain't done.
Here's the best way I could describe it. The current issue, Lee Sin feels kind of like a Magic deck in some ways that aren't healthy, but like as someone who has played Modern and like Magic formats for a long time, having one deck that's a problem is much more bearable than having basically every deck be toxic and obnoxious. And even though that deck's kind of a problem, it's not that popular. And its win rate isn't that high. It just feels kind of bad to play against.
Just as long as he can stay clear of the trouble on the tracks.
Lee Sin is underrepresented at the moment. I think you need a source citation needed on one of that.
Grand Rail's all grown over with things the Calamity chewed up and spat out. Things eager to take back their turf.
Now, I think the play patterns in general of the Pirate deck are fine.
This train.
I think I'd prefer... I think the Pirate deck might be a little bit too strong, but I don't think its play patterns are toxic. The Lee Sin deck specifically is toxic because it's difficult to interact with.
On the rail.
You mentioned popularity on the ladder. I don't think that's strictly true. Its win rate on the ladder isn't actually that high. Like, its play rate in proportion to its win rate seems very reasonable. Because again, the thing a lot of people don't get, a lot of people think that the only way you can measure a deck is by its win rate, and that's just not true. The problem with like a lot of Magic decks and decks like Lee Sin isn't that their win rate is too high, it's that the play patterns that they generate kind of suck to play against.
Lunkheads ain't known for their grace.
It's like, it's way more of a feel bad thing than a power level thing.
Takes fancy footwork on the rail. With wallflowers
I
coffin.
really hate this gun. They keep taking my pistols away from me, making these... The levels I keep dying in and doing poorly is because they keep taking my guns away from me. And like forcing me to use a new weapon. Yes, what Kajakari just said is the case. They changed Lee Sin in a way that means you'll lose to it less often, but it's still gonna feel bad when you do lose. It feels more like Yu-Gi-Oh! Than Magic. I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh! Before. And maybe you haven't played much of Magic's Modern. I don't know if you've played much Modern or Legacy, but it definitely has big non-rotating format energy. Oh, Magic feels like Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, sure. Yeah.
Of course, the Grand Rails see much more fight in bygone times. Near on 50
Hey, is this
years
an
ago,
armory?
First shots fired.
Change this stupid gun back out for my dueling pistols. Thanks. Hopefully we can stop dying now. Give me back my guns.
right here that Zolf's forefathers decided to mix it up.
Thanks, Professor. They felt refreshing. I was definitely still just playing Magic because it was my income and not because it was a game that I liked the last couple of months before I took the break. Honestly, I probably should have taken my break sooner. Hey, thanks for shipping your Prime this way this month, Professor Fury. I appreciate the support and thanks for keeping me around.
Okay, so maybe we didn't get their sign-off on the whole Grand Rail thing. That was bad.
Will we still play Kiki Court? Oh, well. Will we still play Kiki Court on Wall of Roots Anniversary Day? Maybe. I technically can still get cards from traders. That would be funny. Alright, that's what we're gonna do to those idiots for now. We're just gonna burn a black tonic every time one of those comes up. Propa Panda Mister, thank you for the 13 months. I really appreciate it. Welcome back. Happy Blair's Day.
The rail must have shook the Ura to the bone down in those dens of theirs. Well, the rail won't last much longer now that the kid took the shard. It's still got one good run in store for it. All the rotten wood there on the rails turned into Swampweed Central. Ever tried dancing side to side while holding the rail? While choking on Swampweed. Panthers trying to look you in the eye. Well, let me tell you, it ain't fun.
When doing $1 million, would you play one game of MTGA Historic Cinderbrick Rematch? Sure. I do it for a lot less than $1 million, actually. But you'll need to pay via cashier's check and not... damn it. And not in a way that you cannot. You could force a refund. Bits or cashier's check only.
But then at last, it's the end of the line. You'll be picking Swampweed.
Hey, B-Sphinx, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. Did Lulu turn out to be a letdown? I think a lot of the aggressive decks ended up concluding that they preferred Fiora to Lulu, but I think there's other things to explore with that champion. Hey, Chuck, thanks for the 17 months. This game may have the best soundtrack and narration of all time. The narration is very well done and a unique aspect to it. Really enjoyed that part of the game.
Turns out he's got company.
Someone asked about Hades. There are 2 play sessions of Hades up on my YouTube channel now you can check out. We played that earlier through. We played through all 4 of the stage areas in it or whatnot that they're called.
Not just another wallflower incursion like
Lulu was hurt by the nerf to worship. That's true. I think there's other builds to explore with her, though.
At first,
She's on my list of cards I want to brew with again at some point. Yeah, that's true, too. There's a bunch of subs that are... If you're someone who's playing Hades, there's a bunch of subs in the subs Discord. Or the channel's pretty active on it. Got to chat about it with other Hoaglandians.
This is for you, says the man. Then wham. When the kid comes to, the man's long gone, but something else is there. The only words kid recognizes on that parchment are for Zia. Well, what's a kid to do? He took the shard, he took the hit, and he took that note. That note cuts straight to the heart of things, don't it? It ain't too late to unlock the potential of this place. Zolf's messenger was one of his people. Wonder just how many of them survived, and what exactly Zolf told him. The note says it plain. Zia, go east to learn the truth about the calamity and our people. I'll be waiting. Sincerely, Zolf.
Think I want to restore this one?
Ain't saying much, but that's the greatest forge in all the city.
I unfortunately don't have... I think the Lost and Found's the next one I want to, Well, we can use the Lost and Found still. Oh, we still don't have something greasy in here, huh? That's sad. A single, swift, devastating shot aimed straight for the foe's most vulnerable parts. Ultra Sigil, an insignia borne by people, Ura Sigil, of the Ura heritage. The Tassel Spade is rare. Yeah, I think it's a story piece.
Finders keepers.
I think I'm missing a war mission upgrade still. Oh, there's a bunch more upgrades. Before we only had 3, and they go higher now. Attacks, cripple, attacks deal damage over time. Effects stack with serrated edge. 20% critical chance. I think I want damage over time. Greetings from SoCal, evacuated but safe. Looking forward to tracking your progress on this game and the other entries and variety segments. Hey, Bib, glad you're safe out there.
Any sharper than that.
Kinda scary everything going on. Hello, oldest son. How was your class this morning?
Good.
It was good?
What did they call?
Oh, we upgraded the arsenal. So these things are all still active. We're just upgrading them. This game is called Bastion. It is a action
shards are
game
getting harder
where
to
we're this
find.
guy and we gotta go into the wild and clear things out.
Way out.
We gotta fight the monsters. You wanna see a level?
All level. How do all walk levels?
Yep, there's lots of levels.
Big game.
Not everything blew up in the calamity.
100.
There's more fires going on, Cody.
Why Colford Cauldron here blew up way ahead of its time. The cauldron boiled over some 300 years ago. They say it filled the skies with ash and the lakes with molten rock.
What are these? You, the eye of Eden.
The eyes are attacking. I don't know.
If you wanted to survive
The
something
eye
like
of
that,
Demon.
you
It's
had
not
to
a
learn
big
to
eye of
adapt.
Demon.
You think it's an eye demon?
What kind of trouble? It was a big trouble with him. That is mega flat.
It is a mega plane. You're right.
Yeah.
I like your
So,
commentary,
wait.
Jake. You're pretty good at it.
Bill, I am.
They're all survivors too.
Dad fell off the platform.
What happened? Are you a demon?
It takes a certain stubborn pride to keep on living in a place like this.
I keep trying to block using the jump button. It's not working out for us.
As for us, we learned an awful lot from Confronting.
And then blame the small child.
That learning led to some interesting inventions. The raw power of the world fell right into our hands.
Sure, I'm into it. We've got a flamethrower. How far into this game are we? Earlier people said there's 6 to 7 hours in a full playthrough, and we're about 3 hours in, so about halfway.
Sure, we dusted off a good many secrets out here.
Flamethrower too soon. I apologize, Bib.
But we discovered other things we're better off not knowing.
Well, we're about to use one of our tries up, I think.
Taste the air so hot it sticks to your lungs. It's awful hot in there.
Yeah, we got 2 retries at least. The fire really seems to melt the plants, chat. What happens if you have no tries left? We haven't had that happen, but I imagine you just have to restart the level.
You can cook those things, but you can't eat them. Never thought we'd find so much life in all that ash. We kept on sifting through the cauldron's secrets anyway.
I think I'm kind of into the flamethrower. What do I want for my what do I want for my special then? Because I can't use the slasher if I'm not using the blade, but I'm kind of into the fire. Maybe just the mirror shield for some defense. The trip mine's not bad either. Boys, I need you to not be in my office while I'm working, please. Please close the door. Yeah, we got a fire bellows. Well, that sucked us up on healing too. That's great.
Inside, the more life we found.
We'll pull the KDA video up on stream when we're done with this segment. This will probably be our last level for the day.
Place as inhospitable as they
People,
come.
this is about halfway, so that'll leave us. We'll do the other half next week for sure. That'll be good. We finished in the first half of Spyro last night too, and we'll finish that up next week also.
But still, we pressed on.
Oh, got something pointy. The something pointy is an upgrade to the spear weapon we already had. So all of the weapons have upgrades that you can get. So you take the, like, something pointy to the forge in town and you just upgrade your spear.
After all, when we look down inside Culford Cauldron,
Yeah, we've got Transistor in the game queue as well. So we're gonna start that one next week. In addition to finishing this one.
look down through all the smoke and flames. We saw him there. The
All
hall
these eyes are gonna pop up and mess us up.
now laid bare by the calamity. We had to have it. As for the kid, he just has to get that shard out of there. Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from here to Charleston Bar. Kid's thinking he's got to trek all the way back around the cauldron. Luckily, the cauldron cooked up a little shortcut for him. Sure, it ain't the most convenient path.
Hey, thank you, Serpinel, for taking a couple of minutes out of your day to check out the Vikings tutorial. Really appreciate you spending a couple minutes to support my content. Look at that. The bird didn't even kill us that time, chat. We're learning. You can teach a dumb dog new tricks. Ah, I even countered those back at him. Are we learning to shield,
Biggest
chat?
stink eye he's ever seen is waiting for him on the other side. Pops open on him like a pimple on a school day. And where there's one stink eye, there's always more. The cauldron's tenants all gather up to bid the kid a fond farewell. The kid don't shed any tears for him, though. With a good spyglass, you can still see the cauldron from the city. But all the fires died out. There's nothing left of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of weapons in this game. The range of weapons is even bigger than in Hades, and I like that I like that you get two different weapons at the same time plus a special ability, so it feels like the range of game actions I have inside of combat are a little bit wider than what I got to experience while playing Hades.
The shard works like a charm. You can hear the monument's heartbeat again. We need an awful big lost and found under the circumstances.
Cause the user to spin while spouting flames. Something greasy. There's a gun upgrade.
It wasn't fixed. It was unbroken.
I need to see how much money we're gonna have after we upgrade the guns. I think we're gonna mostly be out. Higher damage, faster reload.
He's made a right comfortable bed for all those bullets.
Something foul. Plus 20% fuel generation. Flames spread wider. I feel like I have enough fuel.
At least it won't get cold around here with that thing around.
This costs how much? 325. Let's see if we can buy something foul. That's 325 left. Go potty, bud. Go ahead. Sweet. Dangerous thickening agent that causes the flames to stick to the target, continuing to burn. +1 damage per flame. Like
on the inside,
burn. Sounds
fire
good.
bellows ain't nothing like its more popular air-spitting cousin.
Have you done any achievements? Oh, that's a good idea.
Behold.
Oh no, that's the one below it. The shrine's the one that makes things more difficult. You're fine. Not quite yet. Hopefully. Alright, at any rate, this seems like a decent breakpoint. Folks said we're about halfway through. I really like this one. We're definitely going to bring this one back next week for another session to finish up the run.
If only they could see us now.
If I exit, does it autosave? Or do I need to save somehow? Does anybody know? I'm playing on the Switch. Exit should do it. The progress from the beginning of this area will be lost. Yeah, that sounds fine. Okay, sweet. Alright, let's watch the KDA video together really quick.